Welcome to the Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into my podcast once again. I was reminded today of another creator online where an individual was questioning them on their background and questioning them on basically how they got to where they are. And it caused a bit of a dust up online and some controversy. And I tell you, I was I was very taken aback by it, because although it was entertaining in the way that they checked the individual, which I loved, because it was a glory clap back, as I like to say. It was so well done. They put the person in their place in the most gracious of tones, which they so did not deserve. But I'm glad that the individual did do it the way that they did. It got me to thinking, I used to have a manager years ago, and I think I mentioned this before in a past episode, that said you should always talk about things that you have accomplished and never shy away from that. And I'll be honest with you, that's not something that I particularly care to do, but I know that sometimes people don't understand your background and where you're coming from, especially when it comes to business and things that you have accomplished and why you are where you are. And just for my business alone, I'm just going to read through the stuff, and this you can find on my website, but I'm just going to read through this, and it literally is like the bio and the meat of the website. And when I say we because every so often I will have an assistant for a certain amount of hours per week, or interns and things like that. So there's usually sometimes 2 to 3 people working alongside me, getting this stuff done, which I appreciate tremendously. But I'm going to read through some of this so you can kind of get a background. I know there's a lot of new listeners, and you may not have an understanding of the business, and we're much more than just a podcast. The podcast came into play because we wanted to find a way to help people on a bigger level, because I was getting a lot of emails and sometimes people calling the number and things like that, and I wanted to find like a blanket way to address questions and to give people a resource, basically, to be a resource. So I'm going to read through our bio and kind of give you a little bit of background about the company and things that we've accomplished, and maybe there's some synergies there, for more collabs in the future, and maybe there's stuff that you weren't aware of. So let's just get into it. Okay, OnyxQueen Media. Okay, first of all, let me address the name, because I know a lot of people do ask me this. OnyxQueen is my nickname. Some people call me Onyx, some people call me Queen. It's more from maybe, I don't know, like 15, 20 years ago, something like that. Actually longer than that. Kind of stemmed from high school, but really wasn't using it for anything. I know in high school we all used to say Black Queen, and all these different ways to say Black Queen, and Black written different ways, but I wanted to say Black Queen in a way that was a little bit more unique, so it was OnyxQueen. So I used to tag up my clothes, and I used to make my own clothes and draw on my clothes and all that stuff in high school, and going into like the early 90s when that was like, the hot and poppin' thing to do. And yeah, so it kind of stemmed from that. But people know me as Renee, or people call me Nay, or Onyx, or, but OnyxQueen kind of became like when the web started getting big, OnyxQueen became my online handle. So that's why a lot of people from the more recent years call me Onyx, or they call me Queen, or something like that, because it was always my online handle for years. So that's kind of where that comes from, okay? But a dear friend of mine, really close friend of mine, I was like struggling to find a name for the business, and they were like, OnyxQueen, and I'm like, why not? So it kind of just fit. So like OnyxQueen Media, right? Okay, so that's how the name came about. All right, OnyxQueen Media is not ordinary. We provide branding and marketing services to businesses who are looking to expand their lifestyle brands in unconventional ways. We collaborate with you to challenge your thinking, your processes, and your approach to your business. Our method is to assist you in coming up with new ideas, products, and to help you create brand awareness and streams of revenue. We are content and product creators, hosts, writers, and producers. We not only make you think deeply, we push you to your purpose. We are able to tackle difficult scenarios with insightful perspective and tough but loving advice. This has led us to write and produce media content within the same vein in an effort to help people achieve their calling. Our creative content and internally produced events have earned us recognition among other entrepreneurs and within the small business community. We are an award-winning media and lifestyle branding firm. In 2001, we won among the best of Gwinnett for marketing firms. 2019 and 2017, we were PowerShift ambassadors for Daymond John, the People's Shark, yes. In 2017, we were Rise and Grind ambassadors for Daymond John. We won Amazing Women of 2013 with Stiletto Women Media, the Boss Network members to follow on Twitter in 2011. I was on that list. And that was kind of interesting because I wasn't expecting that at all. I thought that was so cool. And I ended up doing some article work for them, writing some blogs for them. So that's a little fun fact. If you go to search up the Boss Network, and you can, I guess you can like Google my name within their website, and you'll find the articles that I wrote on business. And I absolutely love that. And I actually got quite a bit of a following from that. And that next year, 2012, is when I started this podcast. Because I was just getting so many questions and people retweeting and reposting, which I so appreciate. And I decided to do a podcast to answer people's questions on a more broad scale, just to kind of give back as a resource. So that's actually the story of how the podcast actually came to be, was soon after that, right? Okay, so brands that we've worked with Food Network, we've worked with Cooking Channel, we've worked with all of the big networks: Fox, ABC, CBS, NBC, FX, A&E Network, FYI Channel, VH1, BET. We've worked with lifestyle brands, Eczema Honey, Drip for Body, Blackberry Naturals, Wake Face Beauty, Get Fit with Chantel, Y Care Wellness. Food brands that we've worked with: Dole, Tabasco, Post, Smithfield, Pompeian, Dean Foods, Idahoan Lactaid, Premier Nutrition, Rip Van Waffle, Power Bar. Man, there's just so many. I know I'm missing some. The nonprofits that we have worked with No Kid Hungry, DC Central Kitchen, Central Union Mission, Children of Mine Youth Center, and World Central Kitchen is actually by Chef Jose Andres. We are an ongoing supporter of them, so that means that we give to them monthly, which has been amazing. If you guys even follow World Central Kitchen, I can't even tell you how they do the work they do. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. We're a member of the Boss Network, and like I said, the Boss Network was it was a great place to connect with female entrepreneurs. The Boss Network is a female entrepreneurship cohort, I guess you could kind of say. I don't know if I'm using that word right, but they were voted as one of the top 10 best career sites for women by Forbes.com. So definitely, if you're looking for a great network of women in business, the Boss Network is a great place to begin. Along with all the different accolades and partnerships, we have executive produced and directed 2 web series, Cuisine Done Right. A lot of my chefs from yesteryear and current will remember that show. And also the Queen's Layer show was an online show at one point that was connected to a radio network, and I parlayed that show into the podcast that you're listening to right now. And I also love the fact that we have been able to extend our services to other podcasts. So we also do executive produce Sweet Talk with Sugar Chef. So if you guys have seen Sugar Chef, aka Chef Padawa Player, he has been on Food Network, he's been on Cooking Channel, you've seen him on television many times. And we executive produce his podcast. We've written for various publications about women in business. We do speaking engagements, and we mostly speak about entrepreneurship and women's issues. So these are just some of the things that the company has accomplished. Now, for me as an individual, there's just so many things that I have taken myself through as far as the education piece, because I always want to make sure that I am covering all my bases and dotting all my T's and crossing all my I's. So how I got started, personally, I got started with my associate's degree in journalism. And to be honest, I thought I was going to do the 2 years of the journalism, because typically journalism school is just a couple of years. And I thought I was going to do that and go write for some fantabulous, newspaper in New York City. I'm going to wear all black every day from head to toe. I'm going to live in Soho and have this dope apartment and, drink coffee every day, which I kind of do. Anyway, but it was just a whole different mindset. I'm a native New Yorker. This is how it's going to be. And when it didn't happen that way, I was like, okay, well, check me out doing something different than what I thought I was going to do. But writing still stuck with me. Researching stories and being able to eloquently express someone's story, in maybe a way that they are unable to, or just discovering an amazing story and a slice of life and writing about it. If you are a journalist, you know what it is when we say slice of life. A slice of life story is just something that you can pluck out from your everyday musings, riding the subway or driving down the highway or whatever, literally a slice of life. So I love that, and I love being able to talk to people and, connect with them. So writing has always been a huge thing for me. And I thought, wow, I really love this media thing. This was, getting into the early 90s, and media was becoming a thing. Email was still a little new. External email had just came on the scene. We didn't have big search engines back then. I don't even remember what the search engine was back then, but it wasn't Google, because Google hadn't come around yet. So yeah, I just loved media, and new media was starting to become the thing of the day. And I was like, I want to get on this train, So I decided to continue on to my bachelor's, and that I earned in media and communications. And then you go through life and you're like, you know what? I want to do things. I'm great at organizing stuff. I've always had a side hustle. I've always had something, always very entrepreneurship minded, just because my parents always did overtime and always had something else that they were doing. My mom not only had her 9 to 5, she was selling Copper Guild and Tupperware and Avon and Mary Kay, and always had something going on. And I love that entrepreneurship spirit. My grandparents were entrepreneurs as well, so I've never seen them work a traditional job. I grew up, summers in Jamaica, watching my grandparents run their own business from the house. You know what I mean? Just living off of the land. People coming up to buy chickens and coming up to buy eggs and, coming up to buy limeade, because we had a huge lime tree on the property, mango, bananas, all different types of plums and fruits and all these different things. People take for granted that stuff, but that is how it was good living, So I learned a lot of that, not realizing how much I was absorbing what I was experiencing and making me into the entrepreneur that I am today, right? So I got a great opportunity last year because I felt like my marketing wasn't where it needed to be. And I was looking for a marketing course, just one class. And I discovered a really great marketing, an entire course that was 6 classes. And I did that last year. So I earned a certificate in marketing, which actually went towards the last of what I needed to finish up in my master's. So can you imagine doing all of that? And then if that wasn't enough, I got a great and unique opportunity to join and the Women's Entrepreneurship program, which is a pilot program with Cornell University. So I was able, and that was 6 courses, 6 different classes, but an entire course. So earning that diploma was amazing. So that is a certification in business and the Women's Entrepreneurship program, which was awesome. And like Cornell University, like, come on, So with all of that, I decided that was going to be the turning point for my business. That was going to be where I was going to take all that I have learned and add it to what I had going on in my business, right? So the marketing piece came in clutch, not only for me and my business, but also it comes in clutch for my clients, because I can use that expertise to help them with their marketing, to help them with their branding. Because last year, 12 classes last year was a lot, but I did it. Some of it overlapped with each other, but by the time the end of October came, I was done, and still I decided to dabble back into one of my first loves, and that's music. So I am attending Berklee College of Music, and I am taking a class. I don't know if I'm going to take a whole course. I don't know. I'm still deciding on that for 2022. I may look into that, but I'm taking a class right now with Berklee College of Music, and that has been amazing. Because if anybody knows me, knows that music is like, I don't know, music is like my right arm to me. And I grew up in music. My dad grew up in music. My mom a little bit later in life, but definitely a music person. Like, both of them they just pumped music into the atmosphere in our home growing up. It's it's so much of what we know. So my sister and I definitely, with music, my sister's voice is phenomenal. My mom's voice, my dad, oh man, these people, they just taught us so much. So I decided to kind of dabble into that because I really want to, I want to push more in the music side, but I want it to come from a media film standpoint. And I don't know exactly what that means yet, but there's more to come. And yeah, there's more to come with that. Announcements will be coming soon, very soon, before the year is out for sure. I'll be talking about some upcoming projects. So that's it. I just wanted to kind of give the rundown of OnyxQueen Media and what we do. And yeah, marketing and brand management is just a small piece of what we do, but it is what our clients need. You know, we tend to attract clients that don't know where to begin. Some are just starting out and they need to get footing out and they don't even know where their market is. Sometimes they come to us to help figure out who their target audience is. So if you have any questions about anything, definitely email us hello@OnyxQueenMedia.com and we'll try to answer as many questions as possible. If you want to book a consultation, feel free, www.OnyxQueenMedia.com. Follow on social media at OnyxQueen Media on Instagram. And yeah, we do drop some gems in our stories on Instagram as well. So connect with us over there. And yeah, I think that kind of gives us the rundown. Tell me about yourself. Send me a message and let me know what type of business you're in. And maybe there's a collab opportunity out there. We're always open to it. And yeah, we will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Online savings simplified. Don't search for coupon codes ever again. With one click, Honey's smart shopping assistant will automatically apply discounts to your cart in seconds. Save on all your favorite things. Easily pay less for products you're already buying online. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Join Honey for free. It takes 2 clicks to add Honey to your Chrome, Safari, Firefox, or Opera browser. Find savings in seconds. While you shop, Honey will find working promo codes across the entire internet, and you save instantly. With one click, Honey will apply the best deals to your cart. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Get Honey. Download it today. Visit our link, www.tinyurl.com/ONYXHONEY. That's www.tinyurl.com/OnyxHoney. Start saving right now.